G'day, Groovers. No idea who's going to be around at this time of the day. Welcome to rainy Tasmania, or at least it's raining down where we are, and my tank was at half full, so I'm a bit excited. I cleaned the filter out yesterday so that I capture every single drop and don't have to buy water, don't have to get water delivered. So pretty happy that it's raining. But I'm heading into town for my nephew James's 18th birthday because I'm a rager on a Monday night. It's his actual birthday, so it'll be lovely to see him and the family. Hey, Anne-Marie, how you doing, beautiful? Hey, Anne-Marie. It's the gathering of the Maries. I just sort of go live while I drive into Hobart. Sometimes, I don't know about you guys, but I love a bit of rain. Especially down here, we do not get a lot of rain down here, so certainly don't usually get enough to fill up the tanks. Well, it's still today, really. It's only 4:45. But even that's pretty exciting because it was getting dark at 5 p.m. only a couple of weeks ago, and now, like when I leave work at 5:30, it's still light outside. You don't like the rain? Happy 18th, Judge. Thank you, Marie and Marie. I will pass it on. I'll say people on YouTube wish you a happy 18th. We're trying to make him because his mum and dad live in Singapore, so he's in boarding school here doing his last year, doing year 12, and we've got me, my sister, my niece and nephew from her, plus their partners, and then James has got about 7 friends coming for dinner tonight, and then thanks, Anne-Marie. And then the group of the boys, they're all going down to Port Arthur for the weekend for his actual, like for a birthday party for him. So my sister-in-law has organised to pay for them all to have a camp meal at the pub. And they're all going to go down, stay. I think, I'm not sure if they're camping or if they're going to be in vans, or, you know, they've got someone who's got a shack. I don't know, but he'll have a good celebration. I wonder what that truck was going to do. What am I going to do? I do have to stop at an ATM, and I'm trying to think. Actually, there are ATMs. I was going to go to an ATM down my way, but I'll just drive into. Obviously, there's ATMs in Hobart. I was just trying to think of one near where we're eating, and I know there's a couple there, so there's at least 4 probably. So yeah, you're just coming on a rainy drive with me. The sun will probably, well, the sun is in the sky still, but it'll probably disappear. It might turn to night while we're tootling in. Shouldn't though. It should still be light at 5:30. So spring is on its way. We've got all the spring blossoms are starting to come out, but they've been coming out for the last few weeks. And all the coastal wattles are in full bloom. The native freesias. I've got some kind of native tree, or more of a shrub. I've got a couple of them down the side of my driveway and one out the front, and they've got the most incredible pink flowers. Oh, you've got rain too? Yeah, I love rain. I love how it cleans everything too. Like after a really good rain, everything smells fresh. And I was actually looking this afternoon. The Tasmanian government last year and then again this year gave travel vouchers. Like you went in a lottery to get a travel voucher to encourage Tasmanians to travel on the island, like to help all of the hospitality places and restaurants, cafes, bars, all of that sort of stuff stay in business. And Tasmanians travel like crazy anyway, especially overseas. It blows me away how many Tasmanians I've bumped into when I've been in like really weird places like Mongolia. Um, but we are pretty good um, at travelling within the island, as well. Anyway, so in this year's lottery, and it's $200 goes towards your accommodation. And I mean, there's an incentive to stay at a place that, like, I looked at my budget to go away, and I'm like, well, let's look for some places that are $200 more expensive. Go and stay there. Hey guys, don't forget to write in caps when I'm driving. My phone is a long way away from my face. We're not allowed to touch our phones while we're driving here, and I can't read small print, lowercase, and I can't read. Pardon me, I can't read really big paragraphs either. Sorry, Anne Marie. I'll try to read back chats later on, like after I've done a live. But yeah, and the thing is, I wear my reading glasses while I'm driving, which isn't great. I prefer to not wear them when I'm driving, but when I'm stopped at an intersection, that's when I glance at chat. Or if it's a stretch that's not doing 110, that's okay. Don't need to apologise. It's just a reminder. I usually have a mod that reminds everyone to yell at me. But yeah, short little sentences and capital letters are the best. Lowercase, I can't read really at all, unless I'm stopped in traffic. But I love the rain. I love it when you're driving in the rain and you're all cozy in your car. And I love it when I'm at home. I always open up my windows. Now that I've got Sunny, I can't do it. But when before Biscuit, oh no, Biscuit was okay because she did not like storms at all. But I used to slide open the trifolds out onto my deck, but sit in the house. So I'd be all rugged up in some throw rugs in a big comfy chair, just watching these storms. And I used to love it, but I can't do it with Sunny. Although she's a bigger scaredy cat than Biscuit, so if it was a really bad storm, I reckon she'd run and hide somewhere where she feels safe, probably my bed. We had some pretty full-on battering winds a couple of weeks ago, and because my house is on stilts, there's a little flex. So when it gets really, really stormy, windy, it does move a little bit. And I think it's the first time she noticed that, and her eyes were as big as saucers. Poor little thing. But she got up on the bed, and I was like, just hang out with me. We're going to be okay. But every tiny little creak noise, she'd be, looking around and freaking the fuck out. So, guys, what are you up to on Monday night in Australia, or Monday afternoon? Anyone doing anything exciting? And what are you lockdowners doing? I'll be watching the replay of Survivor later on when I get home. I'm loving this season of Survivor. It's an absolute doozy. It's a doozy. If you haven't been watching it, catch up on 10 Play on your laptop. Some episodes I'm like, these are the smartest Survivor players ever. And then in other episodes I'm like, oh my God, you're all so dumb. But heaps of blindsides and all sorts of stuff going on. It's great. If you're in lockdown and you want something to watch Survivor. It's Australian Survivor. It's fucking awesome. Although I might be thoroughly enjoying it because I've watched so many seasons, American and Australian now. But you hope for a season where you've got people that are doing exactly what they're doing this year. So my enthusiasm might be a bit more because bit more than other people's because I'm a bit of a Survivor addict. I love it. Love it. Well, I had 8 people. Now I've got 5. Only Anne Marie and Em Marie chatting. That's all right. I haven't got anything really exciting to report on. Just thought some of you might like to go for a drive on a wet road. Or chat's frozen, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't. Em Marie's last comment has been at the bottom of the screen for the whole time. So we're going to a bar pub in Hobart that specialises in hamburgers, but they do like the most amazing burgers, and you can get like little plates of like 3 or 4 or 5 different sliders. It's yum, 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 yum. No, I don't agree, Anne Marie. I think the Australian one is now better than the US one. I mean, I love them both, and I love Jeff more than life itself. But the problem with the American one is it's so irregular when they program it and schedule it. Um, the Aussie one is, you know, you get your 3 nights in a row, you get your Survivor fix. The other night we got a double episode. I nearly wet my pants. I was so excited. Back from the little room. Oh, did you go to the loo, Dale? I love how we all share everything in this chat. Are you watching this Australian season though, Anne Marie? Like, it's so good. George, oh my God, George. George at the start, I was like, well, he's not going to last one tribal council. Oh, were you a Boston Rob fan? He and Amber are still married and have kids, I think, now too. Yeah, there's certainly been some massive characters in the US one. You've never watched it, Ruth? Oh, you have to. One of my friends who lives in Germany watches all Australian reality shows. So she likes, like, she watches The Bachelor, The Bachelorette, Survivor, um, Beauty and the Geek, The Amazing Race. Actually, The American Amazing Race is another show that I love. Well, it's only, I well, no, they did Australia do a couple of seasons. I think they did, but last year they were here in Tassie filming. So whenever that season is screened, they come to Tasmania, the Americans. It's pretty cool. They were in the Derwent Valley in a town called New Norfolk. You've only watched bits and need to catch up. Well, it's good. It's really good. I mean, there's a couple of nights, like I said, that you'll be like, oh my God, you missed it by that much. And then there are other nights you're like, whoa, yeah, baby. It's great. I'm digging it. When I get home tonight, it won't be a late night because we've got to get the kids back to the boarding houses. My niece Lily, who has moved back to Tassie, she wasn't in a good relationship with Singapore. Partly because when she left, she had a boyfriend here. So she's now back here too in boarding school as well. She and her little boyfriend are coming along for dinner too. But be nice to see her and spend some time with her because we haven't caught up a lot since she got back. She's been settling into the school and the boarding house. I'm trying to think the Americans that I loved. I loved the guy that lied about his grandmother dying and he ended up with a nickname like Sleazy Tim. I mean, it wasn't Sleazy Tim, but do you remember that one? That dude? And also that bloody guy that won the first season ever in America, that Richard Hatch. who was naked all the time and ended up being, I think he ended up going to jail for tax evasion or something. And then there was the little redneck dude that has been in maybe one or even two of their All-Star seasons that rubs everybody the wrong way. I love him. How do you think you would go on Survivor? Yeah, it is hard for kids to leave friends behind. She was doing well though and making friends in Singapore, and she managed to get into some elite Singaporean school age kids sporting team, but she missed a boy. Yeah, Russell. Oh man, look, all these other cars have done what the cars in front of me I was hoping would do and they didn't. They're all bumping into the oh, let everyone else through first, you fuck. Oh shit, now I'm stuck behind the bloody dude with the boat. Pavati. Who's oh yeah, I vaguely remember Pavati. I like all the big characters, or I don't like them. And there's a couple in, well, there's one in Australian Survivor at the moment who's a big personality. And she reminds me of the Mean Girls on YouTube. Like, not that she's lowbrow resorting to personal attacks or anything, but just the thuggy side of it. You know how some chicks are just thugs? She's a thug. And I really wanted her to go last night. And she might have. But I dig the Aussie one. They're in the outback this time around. I like Jonathan LaPaglia. But this one's just been good. There's just good. It's a good blend of people that make it pretty interesting and funny. Hey, has anyone do any of you groovers watch Chasing Truth? Have you got any updates on Scott or her? How that's all going? I keep thinking about it. It's probably the sort of first real time watching somebody recovering from, well, not. I mean, I don't know. I hope he's recovering, but sort of actually, it's the first person that I've seen who's really vlogged a lot, and I know there's other YouTubers who have as well, but I like not in the communities I used to move around in, but I've certainly watched a few people on YouTube talking about what it's like to get it and what their recovery's been like. But I was just wondering if Chasing Truth's doing okay and Scott's doing okay. Psychology is interesting. So is the psychology of YouTube. If I had my time over, I liked psychology when I studied it at school. Social psychology, our class was called. So it's sort of sociology and psychology rolled into one. But, like I'd write a thesis about the psychology of YouTube. It's already been studied quite extensively. That's another thing that's worth doing. Type into the Google machine studies about YouTube and what some of the people say about people on YouTube, creators, subs. We're all narcissists, according to one study. I think that word gets thrown around a little bit too freely, to be honest. Sure, you've got to have a bit of self-confidence, But that wasn't what made me do YouTube. Like, I wasn't driven to becoming a YouTuber for my own benefit. I thought, why not show off a bit of Tasmania and hang out with some groovers? And here we are. I'm going to get to town way earlier than I thought, but that's all right. There's a handmade chocolate shop near where we're going, so I might have to go there and buy myself a little treat. They make yummy stuff. They also sell beautiful enamel cookware, which is a weakness of mine. It's a cookware shop and a handmade chocolate shop. Two of my favourite things. But yeah, so with my little travel voucher, you get $200 towards your accommodation. You get $100 towards an experience. And I'm really being drawn to these really cute little coastal cabins, which is so bizarre because I live on the coast myself, that have got, fire pots and wood heaters inside, and some of them actually leave like prepared food, like prepared meals for you, and a breakfast hamper. And I'm thinking, oh well, maybe I want to use it. You can't transfer it to someone else, so just try and work out what I want to do. Ah, you've ordered some Milo. Go, Reed. Don't break your teeth. The dentist said to me, he's like, what did you do? And I was like, Milo. And he went, oh, Jesus. I said, yep, chewy Milo. Yum, yum, yum. But I'd already been grinding that tooth. I'd obviously put a little crack or something in it, and then the Milo just lifted it on out. But now I've got a porcelain cap on it, and I love it. But yeah, so I found a few little places, and I was like, yeah, I want to do, because I want to find one where there's an experience as well. Um, and I get my money worth and put my money into the pockets of Tasmanian tourism industry people, some business owners, and some activity. And I didn't realise how much there is on offer now, like accommodation, and how many cool things people are doing. There's actually a place that I was looking at too that has a very good restaurant, and it's a guests only restaurant, and they've got an Argentinian chef. And I was thinking, oh, could go there, and I don't mind dining alone because I'll just be there like, just feed me. Feed me all the things, thank you. I'm a pretty social person and I chat to other people. I'll probably end up on someone else's table, or they may have like a share table. Some places do when they don't have a lot of accommodation. They'll do like a share table in the dining room, which is a great idea for solo travellers. Funny enough, Marie, West Coast, which I was thinking of going to, um, I think nearly everyone that's got a voucher has gone that way because it's really hard to get bookings unless you go all the way up to Strawn, which is a really long drive for me. And I'm sort of toying between like one really fancy night and just be fed amazing food. I don't really want to leave Sunny for 2 nights. If I do go somewhere for 2 nights, I have got someone who can go in and feed her. But yeah, part of me is thinking splurge and go somewhere fancy pants that I can get to in a couple of hours, and eat some amazing food. But yeah, I'd love to take you guys. I will take you guys up the West Coast one day because I will go on a proper trip because it's just wild. You know, the beaches and everything about it. And I love Strawn. But Strawn's like a 5 hour drive and it's a long way to go for one night. But also the places that I'd like to stay in Strawn, they're all booked out on the dates that you've got to use these vouchers by the 24th of September. So people are going nuts booking whatever the hell they can. But I'm sort of thinking like go to a $600 a night place with dinner included, and it'll be a $400 night, which is still a bit of a splurge. But I haven't been on holidays since before COVID, so I mean I've been away for overnights and stuff, but I haven't been like on an actual spoil yourself. And the other thing is, one of these places that has the sort of restaurant and yummy accommodation, there's quite a lot of activities nearby too. Like I definitely want to use my voucher for that as well. It's a very weird time to go live right now. Like, but I've only been on the road for 26, 27 minutes. It'd take me nearly an hour to get to this part of the road during peak hour. At least it's giving you guys an idea of how close I actually am to Hobart. There's still a couple of you hanging out. The live drive I did yesterday was hilarious. My God, we covered the V word, Milo. Actually, Milo was the live I did the other night when Aussie as Fuck was up on my panel. That was a fun night. It's a lovely time for you, Ruth. I'll remember that. Well, I kind of knew that anyway because it's usually around this time that I go live when I cook. I've got 4 videos I still haven't finished editing. Today I was like, oh, shit, I've got to get all those videos. I've got the spinach, no, the salmon and egg pastry thing that I did, that tart thing, which is amazing. I've got a lunch idea, like it's a really yummy, healthy lunch with brown rice and tuna and stuff like that in it, like really good yum yum. I've got a spicy carrot soup that I made the other day, and it's so yummy. It's a favourite. And I think there's one other one, or maybe it's only 3, but still. I've got to find at least 3 hours to edit them all together. Going to be in town super early, so I'll be able to chat for a bit longer. Although can't hold a crowd. I had like 8 people, and did any of you guys who saw the live with me and Aussie the other night, and then I mentioned it yesterday on the drive, did you check out BX Beast Boy reacting to another channel reacting to the Glera? And if you didn't watch any of that, you've got no fucking idea what I'm talking about. I'm sorry. It just cracked me up that the night before he did a live and mentioned how he motivates me to clean my bathroom in record time. And BX Beast Boy got mentioned too. And the next day he puts up a video of himself reacting to another channel reacting to the glare. I don't know who the other channel are. I want to check them out. They sounded pretty funny, actually. I want to check them out. It was a dude and a girl, and they were funny ads. You don't have to apologise, Ruth. Look at that sky. Look at that sky. Look at the sort of sunsetty colours on the clouds. Now, you were probably working your butt off, or you didn't see it. It's still up, but yeah, I talked about the glare, and a lot of people don't know who he is. And then BX Beast Boy got brought up in chat by somebody, and so we chatted about him. And then he put up a video of the glare drunk as a skunk. Well, it's another channel reacting to the glare drunk as a skunk. You've been watching Dr. Duck. Do you like him? He's got some videos. It's worth going back to find them of when he shows off the things that he's grown in his garden. It's really cute, like pumpkins and stuff. But I find him interesting. I know True Helper was in chat sort of saying, well, that's not the totality of all of the things. And no, it wasn't. None of his videos will cover everything. That's why you kind of watch him and watch everything that he uploads. And like anyone, you know, take what people say with a grain of salt. But he's been spot on with so much stuff. And he doesn't. He looked sad yesterday. Why did he look sad? Because what's happening in the US is upsetting him. Yeah, he is good and he's fun too. And he says fuck a lot. I mean, what's not to love? And his background's Vietnamese, and after living in Vietnam, I just adore the Vietnamese. Like, seriously, they've just got an outlook and a humour about them. So refreshing. So refreshing. They're lovely, 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 resourceful, intelligent people. And I don't need bariatric surgery, but if I was somebody that needed it, pardon me, got it, I'd be subbed to his channel for sure, because the stuff that he does, I don't listen to or watch the videos where he's talking about his bariatric patients and stuff, but he does mention them in a lot of the COVID videos that he does, because they're in a high risk category. But you know that if you're recovering from that sort of surgery, he knows his shit. I mean, he's already retired and he's probably 40, maybe 42 or something. Yeah, worried about the spread. That's what I thought. He does get really upset because it's frustrating to him, because so much of this bloody global pandemic and the management of it and how people behave and everything, it's just common sense, you know. It turns out common sense is not that common. I haven't watched Seth Meyers for a long time. There's some interesting peeps out there. And yeah, you don't have to, just because you're watch someone doesn't mean you believe everything they say or agree with everything. Like Duck got a bit religious, we wasn't religious, but he was pointing out the arguments that religious people are using about the vaccination, and he acknowledges other religions, but I do tend to zone out a bit when God starts to be talked about a lot. Not my jam. I don't mind people having whatever faith they want, it's fine, but I find, I don't know, there's something, when I lived in the States, I couldn't handle the sort of fanaticism surrounding religion. It's just not something we were exposed to growing up. You and those two are the three. Oh, I feel very special. Yeah, Dr. Campbell is really good. I think it was you who put me on to Dr. Campbell, and when I went in to get my first Pfizer shot, I asked them to aspirate, and the girl looked at me and she goes, "I aspirate everyone." I was like, "You're awesome." My sister had her second AstraZeneca today, so I'm looking forward to seeing if she's grown a trunk or a tail. She didn't have any negative reaction to the first one, which is sort of with AZ, the first is the worst. With Pfizer, the second is. I've got mine coming up on the 5th of September. And it's a Sunday, which sucks because I'm putting vibes out there I'm going to be fine. I'd never react to the flu vaccine either, other than a bit of a sore arm. But yeah, Sunday's a bit of a bummer if you've got to go to work and you're feeling like shite. But just put the vibes out, groovers. Put the vibes out. The only people in my life who've had a problem with Pfizer are significantly younger than me. So hopefully Zero Bugden won't come in because he was talking about the protein in Pfizer that's untested. I'm like, oh, I'm 54, seriously. I've had a great life. Sunny will be looked after. Mum had AZ and she's fine. Yep, you had Pfizer. Yep. Yep, so what? Hello. How are you? Oh, shit, my battery's 15%. My phone is plugged in, but the little pluggy thing that goes in, where you used to have a cigarette lighter in your car, that's where my charging plug thing goes, but it pops up and I wasn't watching. That sucks because I've been charging my phone to take some photos tonight. I might have to get my niece to do the photos. As long as I've got enough battery power to do the check-in, although we've got manual check-ins here too. Yeah, Ruth had 2 jabs. She's still here. I mean, look, it's unfortunate if you do have a propensity to that rare blood clotting disorder. It is unfortunate, but statistically, you've got a very, very, very tiny chance of being one of those people. If you look at how many people have had the vaccinations and how many people have not had a good experience with them, the percentage is minuscule. Minuscule. So this is Salamanca, for those of you that haven't been down here before. It's very pretty. All the old sandstone buildings and these trees are just absolutely beautiful. Come on, Dales. She thanked me with a look of absolute, she sneered is the word I'd use. Thank you. She waved with a really angry face. Well, it's not my fault you can't fucking turn your car in a pretty wide space with power steering. Like, seriously, lady. Let's see, is this cast? Oh, you got. You don't indicate. Yeah, thank you. Fucker. People in Tasmania only indicate if they're going to a party. They think the indicator lights are little lights to let everyone know they're off to a party. Ooh, just park here outside Grape. Grape is a wine bar and bottle shop in one. Pretty cool. Yeah, they have a fantastic market down here, the Salamanca market every Saturday. Um, it's pretty awesome. Lots of bars, restaurants. Oh, there's a sign. They're doing red sangria, $10 a glass, $30 a jug at Grape at the moment. And then the next door to them is a wood-fired pizza joint. We've got Fat Fish down here, Fat PHAT. There's a beautiful Italian restaurant called Maldini. There's a great little cafe called Retro. Like, there's a lot of cool spots along here. Mel Mel. I got a roast lamb on and kids incoming at any moment. So hi, and I'll be lurking if I'm not typing. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Look, you did the right thing, Mel Mel. You came in, you said thumbs up. Your job is done. Another roast, though. Oh, yum. I'm off to my nephew's 18th birthday. I think being live is actually, my battery is charging, but it's gone down to 14%. So I'm thinking I might have to actually end this and just sit in the car and let my phone fire up a little bit. Oh my God, are you guys getting here's the link to my YouTube confession. What are you doing? Yeah, roast chook. I bought a chook the other day. It's in the freezer, but I'll be doing another roast chookin' soon. Happy birthday, James. Oh, thank you, Ruth. I will pass on your best wishes. But yeah, I might have to end this because the phone is charging, but it's now gone down to 13. It's, it's makes sense really if I'm streaming. I just can't believe I drove all that way and it wasn't plugged in. So I might have to sign off and just let my phone charge for 10 minutes. When my brother and sister-in-law named James, they said, yeah, we wanted to give him a name that wouldn't get like shortened to anything, just a simple, strong, solid name. And they chose James. I mean, obviously Jim and Jimmy were an option. But the whole family calls him Jimmy Jack James. He's got the longest name in it out of everyone, Jimmy Jack James. So yeah, they were like, yeah, we'll just give him a name that's just going to get, if it gets shortened, it'll just be Jim, Jimmy. No, Jimmy Jack James. So yeah, my sister and I got him a beautiful leather toiletries bag, which I know he'll probably look at it and go, "What the fuck?" But he travels a bit, so and he's going to be going to university in Western Australia, and he'll be flying to Singapore a lot to see his mum and dad. So we thought it was a cool idea. And then after my sister paid for it, she opened it up and the sticker on the inside of it, it's actually got a name, and it's called Jimmy. Yeah, photos and parties are important. I will charge the phone. My sister will be here fairly soon too. We're meeting a little bit before because I want to organise a. He doesn't like cake, so we're going to get them to make him an ice cream sundae with sparklers. So I've got sparklers, and I've got to go to the bank because, like, to an ATM because my sister-in-law transferred some money to cover meals and a few rounds of drinks. Oh, cool. Mel Mel and Yep, so what? Doing a bit of chattery about Illy's. She's got a ring light. She's a little professional, that one. But I am going to log off and save my battery because I've got here a little bit early and I think, well, okay, 10 minutes to get a bit of. Oh, now there's 8 of you in here? God damn it. It will be a fun night, although I think when the boys go down to Port Arthur on the weekend, they'll have a lot more fun than tonight. Like it's a school night. They've got to go back to the boarding house. Lily's got to go back to her boarding house. So it's not going to be wild. It's with all the old rallies. By old, I mean my sister's the oldest and she's only 16 months older than me. We're the elders in our family because we don't have mum and dad. So we're the cool aunties. Thank you. Yep. So what? Yeah, we will have a fun night. It'll be fun. We're a really nice little family. Exactly. They're still out of the boarding house, so they'll be having fun. But it's not like they're going to be knocking back, jugs of beer or anything, is what I meant. Okay, my battery's continuing to go down. I'm now on 12. So I'm going to say farewell to all of you. And look at it, Hobart, 5:30 p.m. and the sun has not disappeared yet. It's still light. Summer is coming. Have a great night, everyone. Enjoy the roast, Mel Mel. Thanks for everyone hanging out, especially I think Ruth and Anne Marie were with me from the start to the finish, or Anne Marie was. Lots of love to everyone in lockdown. Hang in there, grievers. And I'll see you all again very, very soon. Love you guys.